ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति सुपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतपथकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सगणललिता शिवशाखान्वितंश्च ये कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौरांगी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवे प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमः ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिधि नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घायते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दिनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यमीश्वरम् योऽन्धः प्रविश्य मम वाचं मां प्रसूक्तां सञ्जीवयति अखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्नां अन्यां च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वादीन् प्राणां नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं जयदं सुहृदो पङ्गोर्मम मन्दमतिर्गति मत्सर्वस्य पादाम्बुजो राधामदनमोहनं तमादिदेवं करुणानिधानं तमालवर्णं सुहितावतारम् अपार संसार समुद्र सेतुं भजामहे भागवत स्वरूपं परमानंद पाठाय प्रेमवर्षि अक्षराय दे सर्वदा सर्वसेव्याय श्रीकृष्णाय नमोस्तुते गुरुवे गौरचंद्राय राधिकाय तदारे कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। हरे कृष्णा हरि ओम तत्सत्। Welcome all the devotees for today's Srimad Bhagavatam class. Please accept my humble obeisances. And we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, 7th chapter, 51 sloka onwards. Hare Krishna. तत्राहामर्षितो भूमस् तस्य श्रेयान् वद स्मृता न भर्तुर्नात्मनश्चार्थे योऽहं सुप्ताञ्चिषुन्वृता तत्रामर्षितो भीमस् तस्य श्रेयान् वद स्मृतां न भार्तुर्नात्मनश्चार्थे योऽहं सुप्ताञ्चिषुन्वृता. Hare Krishna. To devotees.
Gita Prabhu.
Yeah, okay.
Tatra maharshyaday bhimas tasya sreyan vadat smrita nabartur natmanak chate yohan suptan shishun mrida.
Very good. One more
Hare
devotee.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, can you make it down a little bit? Yes. तत्राहामर्षितो भीमस्तस्य श्रेयानुवदा स्मृता न भर्तुर्नात्मनश्चार्थे यो अहं सुप्तान् शिशून् वृथा.
Translation, anyone?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Bhima, however, angrily disagreed with them and recommended killing the culprit who had murdered sleeping children for no purpose and for neither his nor his master's interest.
Very good. Bhima, however, angrily disagreed with them and recommended killing this culprit who had murdered sleeping children for no purpose and for neither his nor his master's interest. So, who has killed the 5 sleeping children, Upapandavas? Ashwatthama. Okay. Because of that heinous act, Arjuna caught him, tied him up, and brought in front of Draupadi. Now, Draupadi is of the opinion that he should be spared because he is the son of spiritual master, Dronacharya. So the son should be treated as good as the spiritual master, Dronacharya. We should spare. And Draupadi is so humble-hearted that she doesn't want Kripi to undergo the same situation that she underwent. Because if he is killed, she will have to suffer the same situation that Draupadi faced. She didn't want that because of the very compassionate nature of Draupadi. And Yudhishthira also supported that. Okay. Arjuna is in dilemma. Bhima said no. Bhima disagreed. He is a culprit. He should be killed. So Arjuna is a dilemma. What should be done? Whom should I listen to? Bhima said no. He recommended killing this culprit who had murdered sleeping children for no purpose. All very innocent children. They did not do any sinful activities. They are very innocent. They have been killed by this Ashwatthama. So he should be punished, should be killed. That's the only way. For no purpose and for neither his nor his master's interest. Even Duryodhana did not accept that. Although he is enemy to Pandavas. But he did not, accept the fact that, accept the act that he did, who? Ashwatthama. That's a very heinous act. They are not party to it at all. They are not party to it. Let's see what is in 52. Nisamya bhima gaditam draupadyascha chadurбhujam alokya vadanam sakyur idam aha hasan iva nishamya bhima gaditam draupadyascha chadurбhujam alokya vadanam sakyur idam aha hasan iva. Any two devotees who did not recite earlier?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, pranams. निशम्य भीमगतितं द्रौपद्याश्च चतुर्भुजः आलोक्य वदनं सख्युर्इदम् आह हसन्न इव.
Very good. One more devotee.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
निशम्य भीमगदितं द्रौपद्याश्च चतुर्भुजा आलोक्य वदनं सख्युर् इदम् आहाहसन्निव.
A translation.
Okay, Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Hare Krishna.
Chaturbhuja, the four-armed one, or the personality of Godhead, after hearing the words of Bhima, Draupadi and others, saw the face of his dear friend Arjuna, and he began to speak as if smiling.
Very good. Chaturbhuja, the four-armed one, that is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, after hearing the words of Bhima, Draupadi and others, saw the face of his dear friend Arjuna and began to speak as if smiling. So he understood the dilemma that Arjuna is facing. So he saw his face after hearing the words of Bhima, Draupadi and others. There Bhima is in one, Bhima is other side, and Yudhishthira, Draupadi, the other side. Krishna is also neutral, but Krishna is also giving a good verdict here. What is the verdict? That he is giving an example. Anybody who set fire to a house, anybody who kidnaps somebody's house, anybody who kills, all those are aggressors. They should be killed. They should be punished. Now Arjuna has the duty to please Draupadi and Duryodhana, not Duryodhana, Yudhishthira, and as well as Bhima, and Krishna also. Krishna also says he should be killed. That is what his opinion is. Bhima says he should be killed, but Draupadi and Yudhishthira Maharaj wants to spare him. So how you can please both the parties? Well, let's see. So here in the purport, Prabhupada says, Lord Sri Krishna, 2 arms, and why he is designated as form armed is explained by Sridhar Swami. Both Bhima and Draupadi held opposite views about killing Ashwatthama. Bhima wanted him to be immediately killed, whereas Draupadi wanted to save him. We can imagine Bhima ready to kill while Draupadi is obstructing him. And in order to prevent both of them, the Lord discovered another two arms. The Lord exhibited another two arms. Originally, the primeval Lord Sri Krishna displays only two arms. But in his Narayana feature, he exhibits four. So this is Sridhara Swami's commentary. Okay, Sridhara Swami says why he has exhibited the other two arms, just to make them understand that he is not the ordinary cowherd boy or just a prince. He is the supreme personality of God in himself. When he says something, they have to take him seriously, and they have to please the Supreme Lord also. So they should not just take their own opinion, because at the end of the day, pleasing the Supreme Lord is the ultimate purpose of our life. That's why he exhibited the two arms, so that they should not forget Krishna is Krishna is the Supreme Personality of God. So in the Narayana feature, he has four-handed feature that he exhibited that. So in his Narayana feature, he resides with his devotees in the Vaikuntha planets, while in his original Sri Krishna feature, he resides in the Krishna Loka planet, far, far above the Vaikuntha planets in the spiritual sky. Therefore, if Sri Krishna is called Chaturbhuja, there is no contradiction. If need be, he can display hundreds of arms, as he exhibited in his Vishwarupa shown to Arjuna. Therefore, one who can display hundreds and thousands of arms can also manifest four whenever needed. So Sridhara Swami is here giving the justification. No, God is unlimited. He can do anything and everything. If he can exhibit thousands of arms in his own universal forms, why can't he exhibit four-handed form of Narayana? When Arjuna was perplexed about what to do with Ashwatthama, Lord Sri Krishna, as a very dear friend of Arjuna, voluntarily took up the matter just to make a solution. And he was smiling also. So he was perplexed. He was bewildered what to do, what not to do. So Lord Krishna took up the matter and he, made a solution smilingly. And let's see what is 53, 54. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Brahma Bandhurna Hantavya Atatayi Vadarhana Maye Vobhayam Amnatam Paripahi Anu Sasanam Kuru Pradishrudam Satyam Yatyas Santavyata Priyam Cha Bhimasenasya Panchalya Mahyameva Cha. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Brahma Bandhurna Hantavya Atatayi Vadarhana Mayevo Bhayam Amnatam Paripahi Anusasanam Kuru Pradishrudam Satyam Yattat Santavyata Priyam Cha Bhimasenasya Panchalya Mahyameva Cha. Hare Krishna, two devotees.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Sri Bhagavan Vacha Brahma Bindurna Handavya Adadayi Vadarhana Mayavo Bhayamatmadam Parihanuशासनम Kuru Pradisrudam Satyam Ettasandayada Priyam Cha Bhimasenasya Panchalya Mahameva Cha.
Very good. One more.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Shri Bhagavanavacha Brahma Bandhurna Hantavya Adatayi Vadarhanaha Mayevo Bhayamam Natam Paripahi Anuशासनम Kuru Pratishrutam Satyam Yattat Shantavayata Priyam Cha Bhimasenasya Panchalya Mahyameva Cha.
And translation, somebody?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
The personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna said, A friend of a Brahmana is not to be killed, but if he is an aggressor, he must be killed. All these rulings are in the scripture and you should act accordingly. You have to fulfill your promise to your wife and you must also act to the satisfaction of Bhimsena and me.
Very good. The personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna said, a friend of a Brahmana is not to be killed. A friend of a Brahmana should not be killed. But if he is an aggressor, he must be killed. He is an aggressor because he killed the innocent 5 Upapandavas. He is an aggressor. So he must be killed. He is a Brahmana, he should not be, son of a Brahmana, he should not be killed. But at the same time, he is an aggressor, he should be killed. So all these rulings are in the scriptures and he should act accordingly. So he has to please both the parties. That is Yudhishthira and Draupadi one side, Bhima and Sri Krishna other side. Sri Krishna also is telling that you should be killed because he's an aggressor. Bhima also said you should be killed, he's an aggressor. So you have to fulfill the promise you have promised to your wife, who Arjuna has to fulfill, because Arjuna promised that he will cut his head off, bring it to you, you stand on that, take bath with the blood. Then only she will tie the hair. Till then, she will keep the hair open. So he has to fulfill the promise that he made to Draupadi, and you must also act to the satisfaction of Bhimasena and me. That means Krishna is also on the part of Bhimasena. Let's see what is there in the purport. Arjuna was perplexed because Ashwatthama was to be killed as well as spared according to different scriptures cited by different persons. As a Brahmabandhu or a birthless son of a Brahmana, Ashwatthama was not to be killed, but he was at the same time an aggressor also. Now, according to the rulings of Manu, an aggressor, even though he be a Brahmana, and what to speak of an unworthy son of a Brahmana, is to be killed. Dronacharya was certainly a Brahmana in the true sense of the term, but because he stood in the battlefield, was killed. But although Ashwatthama was an aggressor, he stood without any fighting weapons. So here, Prabhupada is making it very clear, although is Dronacharya, here, where is it? Was certainly Brahmana in true sense of the term, but because he stood in the battlefield, he was killed. He fought the war. He participated in the battle. Although he was a Brahmana. Brahmanas are not supposed to participate, but he acted as a Kshatriya, so he was killed in the battlefield. But although Ashwatthama was an aggressor, he stood without any fighting weapons. Now, he is without any fighting weapons. One should not attack anyone who doesn't have weapons in his hand. That's also a rule in the fighting. Okay. So Ashwatthama is standing right in front. He is bound with the rope. He doesn't have any weapons to fight back. So he should not be killed. So here he is without any weapons. And the ruling is that an aggressor, when he is without weapon or chariot, cannot be killed. So totally perplexed. First of all, one side says he's a son of Brahmana, shouldn't be killed. He's an aggressor, he should be killed. Plus, although he's an aggressor, but he doesn't have any weapon in his hand, so he should not be killed. So total, very perplexed situation. So all these were certainly perplexities. Besides that, Arjuna had to keep the promise he had made before Draupadi just to pacify her. And Arjuna has to keep his promise also that he has made to Draupadi. And he also had to satisfy both Bhima and Krishna, who advised killing him. That this dilemma was present before Arjuna, and the solution was awarded by Krishna. And the solution is also given by Krishna. Let's see, 55. Sudavacha Arjuna sahasa nyaya Arjuna sahasa nyaya harer hardam athasinam manim jahara murdhanyam dijasya saha murdhajam Sudavacha Arjuna sahajajnaya harer hardam athasinam manim jahara murdhanyam Dijasya saha murdhajam. Hare Krishna to devotees.
Hare Chandra Punyapam.
Yeah.
Sudavacha Arjuna Sahasrajaya Harerhardam Atasina Manim Jahara Murdanyam Dajasya Sahajam Murdajam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Sudavaja Arjuna Sahasajnaya Harirhardam Hatasina Manim Jahara Murdhanyam Dvijasya Saha Murdhajam.
In the translation.
Hare Krishna Guruji.
Hare Krishna.
Sutta Goswami said, just then Arjuna could understand the motive of the Lord by his equivocal orders, and thus with his sword he severed both hair and jewel from the head of Ashwatthama.
Very good. Sutta Goswami said, just then Arjuna could understand the motive of the Lord by his equivocal orders, and thus with his sword he severed both hair and jewel from the head of Ashwatthama. Arjuna could understand the language of Lord Krishna. How he can please both the parties. Killing, not killing. Killing also, not killing also. So this is the sign language that Krishna gave to Arjuna. What did he do? He severed both hair and jewel from the head of Ashwatthama. He spared him, but at the same time, he removed his jewel from the head of Ashwatthama. He severed both hair and jewel from the head. So in what way it is killing?
That jewel was the power of Ashwatthama was on the jewel.
Yeah.
So that was taken out.
Okay.
But why hair has been taken at the time, I'm not able to understand.
Okay. Anybody else?
That is for respect actually. If you are removing the jewels from the head, you are just you are not giving respect. So that is the thing, right?
Because insult to a Kshatriya is as good as killing. Insulting a Kshatriya is as good as killing. So they insulted removing his jewel and hair, shaving off of his hair. So it's an insult to Kshatriya. So it is as good as killing. So that's why. So he's killed by insulting, not killed not by not taking his life. So both parties were satisfied. So killing is not physically killing. If you are insulted, it's as good as your soul is gone. You're dead. So the most unbearable thing for as far as a Kshatriya is concerned, insult. It is as good as death. That is what here Arjuna did. So he could convince, he could satisfy both the parties by doing this act. Let's see what is the purport. Contradictory orders of different persons are impossible to carry out. Therefore, a compromise was selected by Arjuna by his sharp intelligence. Why Prabhupada says by sharp intelligence? Krishna did not tell specifically, precisely what he should do. He could read the mind of Krishna. He could understand the language that he spoke. You have to kill him and at the same time not kill him. I knew that for a Kshatriya, if somebody insults, it is as good as death. So this is how you could satisfy both the parties. So he used his sharp intelligence. A student, a disciple is one who even without telling or who even without being told, he performs the activities that teacher or spiritual master or father decides, even without telling. That is sharp intelligence. And some, they have to be told. Then they will do it. Some, even after telling, they will do it reluctantly. Some, even after telling, they will not do. So which disciple is the best? Even without telling a single word, ishara kafi hai, they will execute their desires of the spiritual master or guru or father or mother or who are the superiors. That's a real disciple, real shishya. And the second class is one who is ordered and they will execute that. One who is instructed, they will execute it inside. The third class, one who is instructed and hesitatingly or reluctantly, they will do the activity. That third. And fourth and last class, even after instructing them, they will not do it. So Arjuna is first class. That's why it is here. Arjuna by sharp intelligence and is separated the gel from the head of Ashwatthama. This was as good as cutting off his head, but because it is insult for a Kshatriya. And yet his life was saved for all practical purposes. Here Ashwatthama is indicated as twice born. Suddenly he was twice born, but he fell down from his position and therefore he was properly punished. So although he was treated as twice born, he fell down from his position because he did not do the Brahmana's job. And as per the Brahmana, what some Brahmana is supposed to do, he did not follow that. So that's why he was properly punished.
That money, Prabhuji, I think that was not normal money. That was like something called
Yeah, it has some.
something. It was having immense power.
Yeah. That
So
is
as a
that is
Kshatriya,
another.
Yes.
That is not ordinary. That all the power is there in that money.
Yes. Yeah.
Vimuchya rasanabaddham balhatyadaprabham tejasa maninahinam sibiran nirayapayat. Vimuchya rasanabaddham balhatyadaprabham tejasa maninahinam sibiran nirayapayat. Hare Krishna to devotees.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
विमुच्य रशनाबद्धं बालहत्या हतप्रभं तेजसा मणिना हीनं शिबिरानिरयापयत्.
One more devotee.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, like.
Yeah.
Vimiccha rasanam baddham balahत्याः दप्रभं तेजसा मणिना हीनं शिबिरान् निरयावद. Hare Krishna.
Translation.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Ashwatthama had already lost his bodily luster due to infanticide, and now, moreover, having lost the jewel from his head, he lost even more strength. Thus, he was unbound and driven out of the camp.
Very good. Ashwatthama, had already lost his bodily luster due to infanticide, and now, moreover, having lost the jewel from his head, he lost even more strength. Thus, he was unbound and driven out of the. So, as Prabhuji rightly said, Ashwatthama lost his luster, he lost his strength because the money was already removed, and he was unbound. He was bound with the rope. He was now unbound and he was driven out of the camp. Both the parties both the parties were satisfied because of killed and not killed. Thus being insulted, the humiliated Ashwatthama was simultaneously killed and not killed by the intelligence of Lord Krishna and Arjuna. Vapanam dravinadanam स्थानन्निर्यापनं तथा एष हि ब्रह्मबन्धूनां वधो नान्योऽस्ति दैहिकाम् वपनं द्रविनादानं स्थानन्निर्यापनं तथा एष हि ब्रह्मबन्धूनां वधो नान्योऽस्ति दैहिका. Hare Krishna, two devotees.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
वपनं द्रविणाधानं स्थानानीराभनं तदा एष हि ब्रह्मबिन्दूनां वदो नास्ति देहिका.
Okay, translation.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Cutting the hair from his head, depriving him of his wealth, and driving him from his residence are the prescribed punishments for the relative of a Brahmana. There is no injunction for killing the body.
Very good. Cutting the hair from his head, depriving him of wealth, and driving him from his residence are the prescribed punishments for the relative of a Brahmana. There is no injunction for killing his body. Okay. So here it is said that Ashwatthama's hair was totally cut off, shaved his head, and he was deprived of his wealth. The money was the real wealth. And he was unbound and he was driven out of that place. So that is the actual punishment for a relative or Brahma Bandhu or Dvija Bandhu. There is no injunction or for killing his body. Putra shokatura sarve pandava saha krishnaya swanam mritanam yat krityam chakrur nirharanadikam. Putra shokatura sarve pandava saha krishnaya swanam mritanam yat krityam chakrur nirharanadikam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Putra shokaduram sarva pandavasa krishnaya swanam mritanam yat krityam chakrur nirharanadikam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Bol. Yes.
कृष्ण पुत्रशोकातुरा सर्वे पाण्डवा सह कृष्णया स्वानामृतानां यत्कृत्यं चक्रुर्निर्हरणादिकम्.
Okay. Thereafter, the sons of Pandu and Draupadi, overwhelmed with grief, performed the proper rituals for the dead bodies of their relatives. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports of the first canto, 7th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Son of Drona Punished. So I'll stop here for today. There's another class at 7:30. So can we make it, as long as I'm here in Dubai for a few classes, 8 o'clock Indian time instead of 8:30? Is it possible? It's okay?
Okay.
Half an hour early? All okay?
Yes.
Only,
Okay.
for these 2 months.
No problem.
Okay, Uma, it's okay?
Yes, Prabhuji, okay for me.
All of Rudra Mataji?
So half an hour
6:30
before.
here now.
Half an hour. Yeah, only for these 2 months.
Yeah.
Instead
Half
of-
an hour before.
half an hour
6:30.
before. Yeah. 6:30. Yeah. Okay. So I'll close here because there's another class. So there's also online. That's the
Okay,
reason.
Prabhuji.
Yeah, thank you so much. Hare Krishna. So we'll
Hare
meet
Krishna.
we'll
Hare Krishna.
meet you next week, 8 o'clock instead of 8:30, or that is
6:30.
6:30. Yeah.
6:30.
Hare
So
Krishna.
next
Thank
is
you.
chapter 8. Okay, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Okay. Next chapter 8. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Mancha
Hare Krishna.
kalpatarupecha kripa sindhubhyo cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo. Ananda Kodi Vaishnavati ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai, Go Premanand. Hari Bol. Yes, Madaji.
No, nothing, Prabhuji, nothing.
Hare Krishna.